Shalom, shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Recha Kodash. Double honor to the elder apostles of the Great Millstone GMS, who rule well, who teach well. And peace, blessings, and salutations to the elect. Yahweh Ratazar, Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. And yeah, I'm just going to go straight into it, man. And really, this whole world's polluted. Earth is polluted. You got the wicked ruling E, the so-called white man, self-proclaimed so-called white man. All right, turn everything upside down, man. All right, you got all these riots and protests. Okay, all these you got pestilences happening. All right, tuberculosis. Okay, people just crashing out, losing it. All right, and yeah, man, these are things that we're gonna see more and more of. You know, these are signs of the times as well. All right. So I got an article from End Time Headlines that I screenshotted, and this was put up recently, yesterday, September the 8th, 2025. And this is within the UK. I'll link the article in the description box beneath as well. All right, and this is happening within the UK, man. Critics warn unrest in the UK could boil over into civil war. All right, and also civil war is coming to Babylon the Great. Okay, remember Babylon the Great came out of America, out of the UK. Okay. All right. And, a kingdom divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand for half an end, man. And Satan is divided against himself. He can't stand. All right. And the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan is E. All right. We're seeing he's just divided in all aspects, everywhere, politics, everything. All right. You're not even getting properly taught in these public school system, more like the public fool system. All right. You see, not and the food is all mashed up, jacked up. You eat something, your digestional tract is all, clogged and not functioning well. The air you breathe, all sorts of stank chemicals and all sorts. All right, it is vexing. You see, to feel all mentally clogged and everything, constantly lethargic and everything, man. So let's get to this article. Civil unrest in the United Kingdom has reached a boiling point. The situation is so dire that some commentators have been raised the spectre of civil war. Yeah, there's just constant protest happening, man. All right. Prominent voices across the political spectrum are sounding the alarm, pointing to escalating tensions that are shaking the very fabric of British society. Yeah, UK's done too, man. All right. And they're in debt too. Big time. In recent weeks, demonstrations over migrant housing have erupted into violence, with one protest outside an asylum hotel turning chaotic as rocks and eggs were hurled at police officers, leaving several injured and dozens arrested. And the police over here are weak as well, man. Okay. Say that right now. Say that for free. Alright. Meanwhile, riots in Northern Ireland earlier this summer left more than 100 officers hurt, underscoring how quickly local grievances can spiral into nationwide unrest. Yeah. You got the migrant coming over, all right? There's been a case where the sexually assaulted, young girls, Edomite girls and stuff like that. All right, people are in uproar over it. All right, it's like they're getting pushed to the front in all these. They're getting placed in these lovely 5-star hotels, 4 5-star hotels. You know, meanwhile, the British public are just being left at the back of the queue, so they're in uproar about that. All right. Says the British are not known for alarmism, and the fact that such warnings are coming from respected public figures should not be taken lightly. At the heart of the turmoil are deep cultural and political fractures compounded by debates over immigration, identity, and the future direction of the nation, yeah? The British say they're losing their identity and their culture and everything. To help break down what is fueling this upheaval, I spoke with Tim Dieppe, Head of Public Policy at Christian Concern. In our conversation, he explains the heated contributing factors pushing the UK towards chaos and what this could mean as well. Yeah, cut off a bit of the article there. All right, but I'll link the whole thing in the description box. All right, but yeah, All right, we see where things are heading. All right, I think by the September the 12th, Keir Starmer wants everyone to have ID, a form of ID, or else you won't be able to shop in supermarkets. All right, and things like that. That's the British Prime Minister. Okay, that's just a few days away. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember the post correctly. Sorry, on social media. All right, but yeah, but this things are just it's throughout here, man. And this thing that you call it, this ain't really life. This is just existing. Get up, work, which is slavery. Eat the foul foods, sleep, repeat. All right. This ain't living. Second Ezra chapter 15 verse 14, and it reads, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein." Yeah, woe meaning destruction. That's what's coming to the earth, man. A major destruction is coming to Babylon the Great in the form of thermonuclear fire. All right. Okay. And even high concentrated laser beams coming from the chariots of the Lord. All right. These different nations like Russia, all right, China, Iran, North Korea, all right, gonna shoot missiles on Babylon the Great. Okay. Verse 15, "For the sword of their destruction draweth nigh, one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands." Yeah, so you're gonna have, it's gonna be the Purge, but on steroids. Okay. It's gonna be like The Walking Dead, but without the zombies. Okay. People are just gonna go at it, man. Different factions, different groups. It's gonna be race wars, class wars. All right. Modern day sword is the gun, the machetes and stuff like that. You see? So that's what's going to take place. 16, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." Yeah, and these people are on edge, especially with these protests, man. They're just rising up. All right? Just type it in on YouTube, and you'll see what I mean. Okay? Constant marches going on. You see? Vandalism is going to increase. All right? And they are not caring clearly they're not listening to their government. All right? They believe the government sold them out. All right? They're fed up, and so they're taking to the streets and doing all sorts. All right? Taking things into their own hands. You see? There's many different protests going on, man. This kingdom is certainly divided. "A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able." We saw a glimpse of that with the 2020 L downs, with the crown thing. All right? And this is getting ready to happen again. All right? Oh, there's going to be another L down. All right? That crown thing ain't going away. More pestilences are to come. You see? All right, you're going to have checkpoints and things like that. Oh, yeah. 18, "For because of their pride the city shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbour, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation." Yeah. Ransacking each other's houses. All right? Even though you were, close to that person. All right? For years, 15 years, you've been, good friends with that neighbour. But when desperation kicks in, you're going to take as much as you can from them. All right? 2 Edges 13 verse 29, "Behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth, and he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth. And one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, one realm against another." Yeah? All right? There you go, man. Your race wars and stuff like that. All right? All these Palestinian protests and stuff. Okay? Things are getting shut down too. All right? Yeah. So, pure division is rife. All right? Things ain't operating, smoothly as it used to. Or, not that things are super smooth, of course, but they're not operating now, how it once was, really. Okay? All right? Matthew chapter 24, verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows, yeah? Nation against nation, right? Kingdom against kingdoms, yeah. Famines as well. Pestilences as well. Right? Man-made famines, natural famines, earthquakes. Okay? Look at that one in Afghanistan recently. Judgment from Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Alright? Second Ezra chapter 5 verse 1. Nevertheless, as come in the tokens, the signs, alright? Behold, the day shall come that they which dwell upon the earth shall be taken in great number, and the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith. Alright, but iniquity shall be increased above that which now thou seest, or that thou hast heard long ago. Alright, we see more and more iniquity, the love of many is waxing cold. Okay. Alright, and there's going to be many that's going to be, put to death. You see? And people moaning about, oh, yeah, because, jobs are being cut and things like that. Alright? But, yeah, when World War III, with all them bodies, from World War III, there's going to be, scripture talks about continual employment. There's going to be a lot of work for you heathens to do. Yeah? Getting rid of the bodies and stuff like that. Yeah? Alright? But, we continue to keep having faith in the Lord, man. Faith is a gift. Right? Alright? And hearing this word, it clicked with us, and, with it being mixed with faith, man, resonated with our spirit. Alright? Ephesians chapter 5 verse 15. See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools but as wise, redeeming the time because the days are evil. That's why we've got to be circumspect. Alright? You got to watch everything. Okay? Just observe. Talk less, listen more. Alright? And the days are certainly evil. Evil meaning bad times. Okay? So, you don't want to be fooled out here. Okay? There's many things going on, many traps set. Alright? Colossians chapter 4 verse 5. Walk in wisdom toward them that are without, redeeming the time, yeah? Okay, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. Okay? Having this knowledge to guide us in the times to come, man. Right? It's going to be paramount, important. Alright? So, on another device, I just started typing what's with all these protests going on in the UK. And it came up to me saying, right now the UK has experienced multiple waves of protests and unrest. Alright? And they're all happening at the same time. It's from ChatGPT, yeah? But for very different reasons. Okay? You got the immigration and asylum seeker protest. Right? Anti-immigration protests are taking place outside hotels, housing asylum seekers. Alright? Some of these are led by far-right groups claiming to defend local communities. Alright? But, we know all roads lead down to the MOTB. Alright? Because they want to have, everyone on, the digital identity, everyone on the grid. Ultimately see if everyone, that's what the global elites want to do. Okay? So, they could use this to say, hey, we need to gain control of who's who, know where these people are. Alright? So we can keep track of them at all times. Excuse me. So it says in places like Epping or Essex and Falkirk, Scotland, tensions are boiled over with arrests and counter-protests by anti-racism groups and trade unions. Alright? There was a high recent profile case involving an asylum seeker charged with sexual assault inflamed public opinion. Alright? Then you got the pro-Palestine or Palestine, protests as well. Over 800 people were arrested in London at a protest in support of Palestine Action, which the UK government recently banned as a terrorist organisation. Alright? Okay. Yeah? Tube strikes, yeah? People... Now you have, you got these tube strikes again. Alright? And people are going to be, like, jammed, when it comes to, rushing to work and things like that. Alright? So London Underground tube workers are striking, bringing the city's transport to a halt. Okay, so that's going to be more chaotic. The RMT union is demanding better working conditions and resisting staff cuts. Yeah, that's why they're protesting as well. See? Things like that. Horse racing industry strike. A nationwide strike is planned by the UK's horse racing sector. Right? It's the first strike in the industry's modern history. I never even heard of this. Glad I looked this up. Alright? The government is proposing to raise the betting tax from 15% to 21%. That's the reason why. Industry leaders say this will cripple racing financially, cut jobs and reduce prize money. Yeah. Root cause of some of these things, immigration tension, got civil liberties debate, economic pressure, right, rising costs, government austerity, industry tax hikes, right? Got overstretched public services, lack of local input, right? Crackdown on protests, things like that. Public services under stresses too, transport, housing, policing systems that are stretched thin. Okay. Yeah. All right. So yeah, get ready to, come across more abnormalities. All right. You see. And we see these signs coming to pass, man. America, it's finished. Right, and it could be done within within months. Right, could be done within months, man. And the handwriting's on the wall, man, so to speak. Just like Belshazzar in the Babylonian kingdom, they were drinking out of the vessels of the Lord, and the Lord took out Babylon with a surgical strike. Okay, ancient Babylon. All right. Thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down. Okay. And we know Yahushua is coming back to bring war, man. And it's on. This kingdom is done, man. It's finished. It's polluted. You see? And he's going to be taken out of power permanently, man. Alright? So, with that, I'm going to say shalom.